Welcome, everybody. It's 12 high noon on the 8th of July, 2013, and I'm coming to you from Greensboro, North Carolina, and we have our UI staff on the line. Say hello, everybody.
Welcome, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Okay, so this is going to be a fairly relaxed little presentation, and what we're trying to do here is just show everybody that missed the thermal imaging conference, basically what you missed, and we're going to have we're going to make a recording, and as we speak, I'm making one. We're going to make a recording, and we're going to put it on YouTube and send everybody that got the email is going to get a copy of this link, so you can go and watch this in case you weren't on this webinar. So we put these slides, and they're basically a bunch of pictures, and we put these slides in order of how it happened during the conference. So they're organized in 5 or 6 different categories, and I thought that we started the conference off in a beautiful way with that reception. The weather was scary because I thought it was kind of windy right before we started, but it was an outside event, and it just got better and better. The weather was great, and the food was just beautiful. The band was something special. The band they just clicked, and we had a great time. Everybody just commented how great it was when we were there. So I'm just kind of running through these slides. There's a picture of the band. They did a marvelous job, these guys, blues gypsies. And we were very fortunate to have a sponsor. Palmer Wall sponsored was the platinum sponsor, and this is Gary Lutz, who's to announce the brand new camera that they have coming out. And then I believe the president came as well.
Steve.
And CEO?
That's Steve Santangelo.
Yes. And he came and made a couple of presentations. And then we had a little bit of fun from some guys who are absolutely the leaders and famous guys in the business of infrared. Doug Burley here is one of the leading non-destructive testing infrared guys in the world, and he talked about that. He also did a presentation during the event, and did a technical session. And there's, of course, Bob Matting, who talked about the history of infrared, and that if you see the little blue on the bottom of the screen there, that's an Inframetrics, old Inframetrics camera. When the movie Predator came out, Bob and Gary Orloff edited the thing and put it together, and they were kind of the technical advisors on how to film it. And the place was kind of hot where they were at, and they had all sorts of issues, making enough contrast. But they got through it, and Gary talked about his history and how he used to, how he started out in the business. It was great, and everybody had a couple of drinks, and we had a really good time. Jim Seffrin talked about, he gave me one of the best compliments we had during the conference. He thought that, and he puts one of these conferences on every year, IR Info, and he knows how much trouble it is to put these things together. And he was saying that we did a marvelous job, and I really appreciated that. And I appreciated him coming. He helped us out in many ways. And then Fred Colbert, who I was the chairman last year of ThermoSense, and he's this year's chairman of ThermoSense. And he came, and he actually had a table as well, and did some talks.
I think one of the neat things, Greg, is that, you know, for the guys who've been in the business, it's a chance for them to all get together. But for the guys who are new to the business, which, you know, we have a lot of those at the conference, it's a great opportunity to hear from guys that have been doing this and have made money and you know, they're still doing it. I think one of the biggest things that impressed upon me with you was the fact that, you know, 20 years in the business, you would talk to somebody till they're blue in the face about infrared, and I think you'll find that with all of those experts that you just showed their pictures of, is that these guys are so passionate about what they do. I often tell people, when you love what you do, it's not a job anymore, and I think that was very evident with a lot of these people that were at the conference.
As the night went on, we just had the best time. It was a beautiful night. That hotel is just gorgeous. And the food was really, really good. The next day, we got down to business. Basically, we had to get everybody registered up, and we set up a business alley, which was the outside of the main trade show area. We set it up with booths all the way down, like tabletops, and I want to run through some of those sponsors. This Omni Hotel was very accommodating. I really thought they did a great job. The place where we were was level 4. If you see in the background there, you can see the San Diego Padres baseball. There's no pictures in here from the baseball game. It was actually pre-conference, but we went over there to that and had a great time at the ball game the night before. And so anyway, you got on the escalator and you went up, and we had plenty of banners spread all around, so we pretty much owned the hotel while we were there. It was great. There's the registration table, and Jessica and Mal handing out the badges and whatnot. This is a shot of the what we call business alley. On the left, all those tables, and to the right of that was the trade show. LaborSync, this guy has a pretty neat software that tracks all the people in the company by GPS. You might want to go look it up, LaborSync, and tell them you saw it at United Infrared and talk to the guy. And it was real good. You wanted to say something, Peter?
No, I just wanted to make sure that, you know, we gave a good shout out to all of our sponsors. Obviously, without them, these conferences don't take place, and so we're very you know, proud to have all the sponsors we did. LaborSync was a table sponsor. One of our grand prizes was from Virgin Australia and Corporate Traveler, where they donated a round trip to the Australia, so it was phenomenal. Josh Bryant, web design. So, you know, one of the goals with Business Alley is giving people the full business solution. You know, obviously you have all the camera manufacturers that are our main exhibit hall, but Business Alley's goal was really helping people know about the different aspects of business that, you know, when you're in business, you got to have a website. You know, you might have scheduling that you have to deal with. And so the business part of it is our goal with this. So obviously you can see some opportunities with our various applications with equine, you know, commercial roofing systems. So we show people some of the marketing aspects of having an infrared business and things you can do with that.
And these guys, Elite MGA, they gave away a bunch of stuff at the conference. In fact, we got
Elite is they're our you know, one of our sponsors, table sponsors, but more than that, obviously in the business you need to have a liability insurance. I don't think I've done a commercial job yet that didn't ask me for the insurance, so you've got to have it. It's just part of doing business, and Elite has worked out a program for our United Infrared members to obtain at a preferred rate. So Absolutely, they're a great opportunity and they're very familiar. I think one of the biggest confusing things for guys that get in the infrared business is when they have to explain what they do for a living to the insurance companies, and it's been very frustrating for a lot of guys. And so what we've done is we've chosen one main company, and they know everything about what a thermographer does, so you're able to just literally call them up and they get a policy going, and I can tell you their rates are great.
They are. They are. They did a marvelous job. So now we're you can see the exhibit hall, kind of a little pano shop. It was a very nice venue. The food was great, and the staff at the hotel were very accommodating to us. Like I said, we kind of rented all their space at once, so they could focus on us. I like that.
Yeah. Well, as you guys can see in the pictures, it's a jam-packed exhibit hall, and we had pretty much all the major manufacturers there. Special thank you to Iris. If you're in the electrical business, as you know, the hazards are looked upon very highly right now. That you've got to be in a safe environment, and an IR window is your opportunity to allow yourself to grow your business income opportunity, but also to protect your clients. So special thanks to Iris as our silver sponsor. Palmer Wall was our platinum sponsor of the event and also the host of our welcome reception. They really stepped up to the plate with a great presentation and representation at our conference. They actually gave away a free camera, which was pretty amazing. Somebody had said to me during the conference they've never seen that done before, where somebody actually gave away an infrared camera. So somebody left TIC with an infrared camera, and thanks to Palmer Wall, that was possible. So special thanks to them, and as well, as Greg mentioned earlier, they announced their new products. As everything in this business, it's going to continue to evolve and grow, and we'll see new products coming on the line, and so it's always a positive sign to our profession. So special thanks to Palmer Wall as our platinum sponsor. Retrotech was one of our gold sponsors. Now, as a lot of people who've ever worked with me, I tell people all the time that a blower door and an infrared camera are a marriage made in heaven. An infrared's a great tool for identifying conductive losses, and you can see convective losses, but a blower door really insinuates the convective change in a structure. And so that tool is absolutely necessary. We're proud to have Retrotech as a channel partner for United Infrared and also for Thermal Imaging Conference.
Yeah, and he did two presentations too that were really well received.
Absolutely. I mean, I think as we look, some of the biggest energy hogs are these commercial buildings, and Denali did some great presentations on large building testing. So special thanks to Retrotech as our gold sponsor. FLIR Systems always, they're leading the industry with a lot of products, and they have the X-Tech line as well. So FLIR was, we were proud to have them as part of our conference as our bronze sponsor, and as always, they have a great product. A lot of people are always excited to see the newest and latest and greatest. So. American Safety Clothing is a new product to us, but it's been around a very long time. They're a manufacturer of PPE, so as I said with IR windows, you got to protect yourself. Well, you got to protect yourself when those panels are open, and it's actually a requirement as part of our associates who are involved with our electric IR product is to have the proper PPE kit. And so we've chosen American Safety Clothing as our channel partner for PPE, and I think everybody will agree that product was a great quality, and look forward to assisting you guys as you need these PPE requirements.
That's right, and they got we had another company that we were working with. These guys got just as good of a product and a lot better pricing on their stuff.
Yeah, well, that one of the things that we do as a company is always looking for high quality, but as well, me and Greg are both business owners ourselves. So different than some organizations where you've got just training. We're actually in the business. We operate day to day, just like all of our members, and so we of course want a great product at a great price, and I think that American Safety has been able to deliver that to us. So, and because some of the keys have to go into what type of product is used as an inherent fabric. That's what they use. So Testo is our bronze sponsor, another one of the giants in the infrared business. Testo's been very unique in their product line that they've come, is that they use almost standard as a wide-angle lens, and that's pretty amazing. Coming in with a 32-degree lens or a 42 on their 640 camera. It allows you to see much, more when you're in a confined space. A lot of guys are in the construction industry and buildings and residential, and it's a great product. So we're very proud to have Testo as part of TIC 2013.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of people were checking out their super resolution camera that's a 640, which emulates a megapixel picture, which is really clear and beautiful.
And of course, Jim Seffron, he is a friend, a brother in the infrared business, and we are so ever grateful for everything he does with us and participates. We work with InfraSpection with a lot of our certification training requirements that we have with our colleagues. And Jim has been there, at any time we have ever had a need. And so, special gratitude to Jim, and InfraSpection is our gold sponsor for TIC 2013. Jim, if you haven't had a chance to ever meet or talk with Jim, I think that when you do, and you will if you're in the infrared business, you will find Jim to be a gentleman and a scholar, and just willing to go that mile for you, and as well as the entire InfraSpection staff. UE Systems, Adrian Messer was there, and David Shaw. I think that you guys are going to start to see more and more of the opportunities with the tools, as I discussed with blower doors and RetroTech, and how that's a marriage made in heaven. Ultrasound offers that complementing business for your infrared. So when you're joining in the infrared world, you're going to look for opportunities that you can increase your revenue on the job, and ultrasound definitely does that when it comes to motors and leaks. And when you start to learn about the cost of business, what it runs for your business. But imagine in some of these factories, maybe some of the research for you guys, while as you listen to this or at the conclusion of this, is to do a research on what a compressed air leak costs of a company, and how many dollars go in waste, and how there are tools like ultrasound that can quickly identify these things. UE System is our channel partner. We're going to continue to grow with them, and as we further develop ultrasound testing into our applications within United, I think that you too can research, and you'll find that UE System is the leader in the industry.
That's right, and we are adding a day to the electric IR class on our next training class. We're adding a day to get everybody up to speed on ultrasound, so it's going to be great. All right, so back to the show. And United Infrared Services, of course, our own Rob Miller was there, and we did a lot of networking with the guys, and our push forward in 2013, 14, and on beyond is to get jobs to our members, and that's the responsibility of Rob Miller, and he's got this United Infrared Services, and we're going to continue to push jobs out to to the membership. That's our big push. Let's get to work.
Yeah, I was worried you were going to get a picture of me in the booth. I don't think I could have caught it.
I got one of you talking in one of the sessions.
Okay.
Another one of our great sponsors is Tramex. Another very complementing tool, I think, as you'll see with several of our, equipment. Tramex, a moisture meter is absolutely a requirement when you're in the roofing business, looking with infrared. When you're trying to find that moisture, a blower door is going to measure the moisture, the ultrasound is going to measure the vibration of the sound, and moisture meters are measuring the moisture content. So when we find those anomalies in a roof or in a structure, we're using these tools to help confirm that condition. And so, a lot of times you can read in the center banner, if you can see that, it's non-destructive. And that's really what, our business tries to drive on, is that, the fact that infrared is a non-destructive nature. Now, many times you may have to cut open a wall afterwards, but at least you'll know where to cut. And at least the same thing with a roofing system is knowing where to drive. So, they brought their manufacturer's rep all the way from Ireland. So special thanks to Tramex for participating in Thermal Imaging Conference 2013.
Yeah, I think
bringing all their great products.
All the sponsors did very well. I had, we as sponsors ourselves to other conferences want to see a return on investment. These guys are very happy with what they did at the conference, and as I didn't hear anybody complaining that they weren't very happy. In fact, a couple of people have even written us to sign up for 2014 next year because they were so happy with the business that they turned out of it.
Yeah.
And there's Mal West, who is our MC, did a great job.
Yep. Yeah, Mal is a close personal friend of mine, and I'm going to tell you, some of the biggest things with going to these conferences is the networking that you do, and Mal is somebody that I met many, many years ago when I got in the business, and he imprinted upon me just the marketing, drive that he has, the passion. And I knew that when we announced Thermal Imaging Conference that we needed Mal to be a part of our organization. And so Mal came all the way from Brisbane, Australia. A special thanks to him and for the great job that he did. And I think he's very inspiring for a lot of people to see, this opportunity is global. And so, and Mal always brought the fun to the event, and I think it was kept it upbeat and going. So that was a great experience with Mal West.
It was. Thanks, Mal. We had, especially the first night after the classes, we came in and we had some panel discussions, which were really good, and sorted through, on the sked.org site of thermal imaging, you have to go down to the schedule. You can see all the presentations that were made. And basically what we did was every afternoon we had all the people that did speaking that day come in and go through any questions that we had from the audience. And it worked out really good.
I would have to say that this was a real highlight and a great way of closing out these days, because a lot of times people I looked at the audience, and the attentive level was you didn't have to tell people to quiet down. They were all interested in this, and this is where of course we've got all the experts, and you're able to ask the questions that you have. And I can guarantee you everybody was learning from everybody's experience, even the guys who've been in the business, to be able to hear some, the top speakers in the world on their industries up there in that panel. I think this was just a highlight to the end of the day and helping people understand their business. So
these are just some miscellaneous pictures of different awards and things, but we got an award section in here in just a minute, and the prizes that we're giving away, and I'm just going through some casual images.
Soltec was another one of our sponsors, and they had a long drive. They're based out of they have their office based out of California, and so they brought a lot of their products for everybody to see. It was just another manufacturer, and for these attendees to be able to get the hands on with all the brands. Our goal in our company is you drive the car that you need to get you where you need to be, and an infrared camera is a necessary tool. And so, by having all these manufacturers in a location, you can try before you buy and literally find the brand and product that works with you best. And so, special thanks for Soltech for being a part of TIC and as our bronze sponsor. They absolutely, came to the table with their products when we did our hands-on training as well. They had cameras for the students to use, and so that was a special thanks to Soltech.
These are a couple of guys I met at Contractors Network a couple of months before. It was great to get them to come. They both went to the Jumpstart sessions, and a couple more. This right here really is important. You got guys sitting around. You'd never get 5 guys of this caliber sitting around talking to each other, and you can be a little fly on the wall and sit down and talk to them. It's just the networking part of this is super important. It's the one thing you can't get from a webinar. You can't get it from reading the proceedings of a conference either. Just bouncing ideas off of people that are doing the same thing that you're doing. It's like you're not the Lone Ranger so much. Just a couple more casual photos. And here's a couple of Peter cut up some pictures, and you had to put them together and whatnot. It was kind of fun.
Some of the things that with the goal with the conference was that, we want this to be interactive and fun. And obviously we have our breaks in the exhibit hall, but, I believe if you can't enjoy what you're doing, don't do it. And, I think a lot of people realized my heart and soul went into this conference, and that fun, so that previous picture was our electromagnetic challenge, and then we had our money booth. This guy, this is Gordon Fox's son. He had a lot of fun in there, but we had a few of the lucky attendees got the real cash when we put that in there, and so there was some opportunity to have some fun and enjoy yourself at the conference. So this was an added-on thing. A lot of people know this is one of my phrases that I use is time equals money. So some of the prizes that went out.
That was the LaborSync gave away 90 days free on their software program.
Yeah.
I'm not, I don't think we added up the total value, but it was probably around 15, 20 grand worth of prizes we gave away.
I think it was probably more than that because there was a camera and that Australia tickets were pretty much up there.
Yeah.
So going with that Australian theme, Mal was very instrumental in working with Virgin Australia on that, and so he brought up some fun stuff from Australia and making sure that everybody knew how to speak the fun language. Crikey!
Crikey!
There's a few more pictures of some prizes that were given out, and I think, special thanks to all of our exhibitors who provided giveaways and items. It definitely ends it out in a fun event. There's a camera being given away in the bottom right.
There's the camera from Palmer Wall. And there's the big prize. That was the Australian trip.
Yeah, that was compliments of Corporate Traveler, and Jacob Carlson was the proud winner of that, and so we are so excited to be able to offer that I met Jay, his father, on the right just a year ago, and we're going to be with him here this week, coming up week here again in Florida. But I can tell you that I couldn't have gone to a more deserving family. And Jacob, I'm sure he'll put those tickets to good use and go have a cold one with Malcolm while he's down there. Should be fun.
Well, that brings us to the technical session. We had two different breakout sessions areas. One was this hallway, and we had the smaller rooms in there, and then we had one larger room on the other side of the trade show. And then that's where we had our jump start test equipment and all that stuff. And so I'm just going to show a couple of pictures that you can go and look the sessions. You can go and look at the sked.org, where you go on schedule. We left that site the way it is for the time being. We're going to redo it when we get the 2014 stuff up there, but we left it up there, and we'll so you can see what the sessions were all about. And so this is the larger room in here, and we did a lot of building, commercial, industrial building sessions there. This is Ben Hickson doing one. He's a roof consultant doing one on flat and low slope roofs. There's Rob working the predictive maintenance. And, of course, Joanna. We had all the medical sessions in one room, and we kept it going. This is back to the building session, and Scott Wood doing his presentation on this. This is me doing aerial infrared of bridges, but also we had Alan Kowalik, who did a presentation actually on the bridges, which was more technical about bridges themselves, and then I just tagged onto it with some imagery from the aerial stuff that we've done. Scott Wood doing the moisture. There's Alan on the right, and this is the one where we're doing one on blower doors. Eric Stockton's doing computer data center electrical switchgear testing. It's the same gear, but there's some specialized stuff, especially UPSs and automatic transfer switches and things like that you've got to know the lingo when you're going in to do this stuff. You need to know what this equipment does and be careful not to shut it off since it's so critical. Again, Ben doing a piece on foam insulated roofs. There's Rob doing a presentation. I've forgotten which one this one is. And John Finlayson on the 3D imaging of data centers for the cooling aspect of things. I wanted to go to this session, but I had one that I was doing and I missed it. It's about finding gas emissions. Fugitive emissions might be a good piece of business for people. I haven't myself gotten into much of it, but I'm thinking about it. And we had sessions on breast scanning. We had actually 3 separate sessions just on breast scanning and whole body imaging. Pretty popular. As Peter said, we had one track that was we called it Jumpstart IR, but basically it was for more or less people that are getting into infrared that are not familiar with all the aspects of it. And we did one track where we had this hands-on session, and it was really well received by everybody. They had a great time, and they learned a bunch of stuff. I'm just going to show a couple of pictures. Basically, we went around and set up stations with different things to look at that were mostly electrically heated, and then also people looking up at the hotel's air conditioning system. And Peter does a thing called the Home Inspect IR, and a lot of these, like Casey O'Malley and the different home inspector groups, and this is a kind of a shortened version of that, but it was good, and like I said, everybody had really a good time.
One of the things you'll notice if you're looking here, you'll see a lot of different cameras, and it was an opportunity for the people that were vendors and our channel partners, where, as Peter was saying, you get to try before you buy. This basis of the demonstration stations was you could take and look at what a Testo versus a Soltec versus a Palmer Wall versus a FLIR, and see which features, which would make sense to you, you know. And it's something you don't see a lot of, and it really kind of, a lot of the people I talked to from Jumpstart felt that was a big benefit to them, because there wasn't really a hard sell going on. It was allowing them to try it and see which one fit their business model.
Well, the Jumpstart was a program that we built into TIC specifically for the guy who's looking at the business, or the guy who just hasn't built the confidence in the business. And so, you know, our this room that we're in, we kind of dubbed the demonstration station, and basically where you can take those cameras and have an opportunity to go try it out on various things, from, you know, energy audit to electrical to moisture to the HVAC system. You know, as you guys, you know, saw with the presentations, or will look at when you review our schedules, you'll see that the diversity of things that you can do with thermography and the applications is amazing. And you know, a lot of times hearing it or reading it in a textbook versus being able to actually go look at it in it, you'll realize, you know, the opportunity that's there, and your confidence level will just increase the more experience you get with it. So our Jumpstart was an amazing opportunity for you to do just that.
Yeah, here's a couple of pictures from the IMMY Awards banquet, where we basically went back out to that gas lamp area. Just such a nice setting, the place. And we basically did awards for the different members. And the food, the lunch was just marvelous. Those guys really did a nice job.
I want everybody to kind of understand that the conference is, you know, the thermal imaging conference is an open conference to anybody. It's not about just United Infrared, but on the last day, we do extend out the session to recognize our key members and colleagues in this business who have been there and who have driven the message about thermography and have been successful with that. And so, you know, we want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to see this infrared business, and, you know, you can build what you need to if you know, you've got a very successful infrared business, then more power to you, and that's what we encourage. But for the guys who want that mentorship and that ongoing growth, that's what you know, this is about. And we're just simply recognizing our members, and I think that everybody really did enjoy that aspect. You know, this is our rising star, as we've dubbed it, Sam Sahagian, and I think that you know, as people have had a chance to see how a guy gets in this business and builds success, and this guy's already, you know, within a year or less than a year has excelled. I think he's completed his level 3 certification. It's just he's got the IR bug, and he's just you know, went out there and now is working some of the biggest contracts. It's just amazing what he's done. Some guys who've been in the business 10 years couldn't have done what he's done in one, so amazing enough.
David Gleaton couldn't make it to the conference, but his daughter did, and she accepted the award from him for being the first guy to get all of the modules that we offer as training. And Chris Kadani, he's got the same, he did all of the modules as well. Ed Close is the longest active UI member. His number is 2 or 3. I don't remember now. 2 or 3. But he's been in it with us since the beginning, and he continues to do really good in this business. Sam, that was the rising star. The other one was actually for completing all the modules. Where Sammy. Harry was the most active marketing participant. He attended the most webinars that we do. Every week or so we do a different webinar on subjects mostly about the business of the infrared and not the technical aspects, but we throw some of that in there too. And moving forward this year, we're going to do some more that are public, which are more technical. Most fearless UI member for John Gutierrez, who has done about what Sammy's done, which is he really got it right off the get-go and figured out how to get business and is driving business actually to us, which is great. And our marketing,
us meaning our members.
Right. Yeah, the idea is, look, you're not going to, if you live in New Jersey, you're not going to be doing jobs in California most likely. But you can send it to Rob, and Rob sends it to the guy in California. So you've basically got national coverage as a member. UI Marketing Ninja, Brent Foster, lives on in the Northwest. And he's really active in infrared. We have a very similar philosophy about a bunch of stuff. And Bill Campbell made some really good videos. He's another guy that took a bunch of modules at once, and he did he did his level 1 and level 2. He took the test at the same time for both and made above 90 on both of them. Wayne Swearnow is the UI member of the year, and so we recognized him as well. And then we had the Brian Dodge presentation, which was just a bunch of fun. He just fired everybody up, and it was fun. It was just, the UI members can get a copy of the video of this presentation if you just write into to Gary, or just write into info at United Infrared if you're a member, and you can get a copy in case you didn't get to go to it or you had to leave the conference. This is the last event that we had. But like I said, it was a lot of fun.
Well, the title of this was Building a Better You, and Brian really, brought to the table some of the things that our members and any thermographer or any business owner would have find of use. And, one of the things that, we find in life is distractions, taking us away from what we really want to do. And so Brian kind of hit a home run with helping these guys understand that, you've got to focus, and if you want to be successful in anything, you've got to focus on your efforts, and that's what he was driving home. And I think that, as you can see in the smiles on the faces, our members were able to see and feel this and take it home with them to build their business to the next level.
So that brings us to pretty much the end of the slides and the end of this presentation. Again, we're going to make this is a recording, and so I'm going to record this meeting, and then we'll put a link on YouTube so you can go and watch it or pass it to whoever you want to. And when you get the notice in the next day or two where it's located on YouTube, the link, you'll also get some other links, one to the technical presentations that we had, and maybe a couple other links of interest to you. And so
I think we have the Flickr photos. All the photos are in a library as well, so if people want to see the full event. I think one of the main goals that we had for this morning with this presentation is to give you a glimpse of what it was like for those who weren't there, and just to kind of refresh you on the activities that took place, and encouraging you that if you're looking to build your business, and the networking, the camaraderie, the education, I think that the experience that the people had was amazing, and honestly, this was our first year conference, and I think that the response was overwhelming as far as the quality that went through, and I think everybody appreciated this opportunity. And so we look forward as carrying this on every year for the entire thermal imaging community, for giving you an opportunity to be together with your fellow thermographers, and let's grow business, and as we said earlier slide, let's get to work.
It's get to work. So I'm gonna send a link to you. Feel free to send it on to anybody. This is all public stuff, and in a couple of weeks after that, you're going to get an announcement for our 2014 conference, and we'll start building the website for that.
Thank you, everybody, for attending today, and we look forward to working with you and your business.
Yep. Have a great day, everybody.